Oh, holy shit. Well, there goes the Faze hype train. Better jump on it before it's too late. Karrigan is back in Faze Clan. Well, it's not really news at this point. I think most people who have some kind of involvement with the CSGO pro scene have seen this coming for quite a while. It feels like months, honestly. But yes, it's official. It's finally actually happened. Karrigan is back on Faze Clan. How does Karrigan fit with this team? The last time Karrigan played on Faze, Nico was still there. Guardian was still there. I mean, this was a completely different roster back then. He's now come back, and the only player he's played with in the past is Rain. But to be honest, that's a pretty perfect situation. Rain is the more supportive element on the team. He's not going to be one of the superstars who needs a lot of managing or a lot of input, a lot of help. He's already an established veteran who knows how Karrigan likes to call and knows how Karrigan wants him to play. Karrigan's reputation is founded on this absurd ability to make the most of the players he has around him. Now, there are questions and arguments to be had about the longevity of his success and his style, but if there's anyone you'd want to have around for a honeymoon period, it's Karrigan. The man has orchestrated some of the most absurdly dominant title runs, especially as a part of Faze, and I see no reason to doubt his ability to make something of this unit as well. His stars are, well, his two stars are primarily Brokey, Twists. Then there's coldzera, who used to be, 3 years ago if this team was assembled, he'd be, without a doubt, the superstar of this team. More recently, he's been calling recently in Faze. He's not been playing that same role he was playing back on SK, on Luminosity. But he's still a quality player. He can still provide a lot of value, and I'm sure Karrigan will make the most of him. For me, the most exciting parts of this team are, well, Brokey and Twists. Twists is the most recent signing other than Karrigan, and he's basically only had one tournament to prove himself, and has already done it. He had an absolutely bonkers showing at Blast, really proving that he was worth whatever it took to get him there. Whilst it was a bit of a slump that he was in towards the end of his Liquid days, I think coming into Faze and being a bit more free, a bit more relaxed, and more importantly, I think being on a team with fewer expectations and just a little more of a carefree approach to the game, considering Olaf Meister was going to retire or leave soon, because we all knew the Karrigan move was coming. I think that really helped him find his form again, helped him find especially the fun of the game, because when you're a top pro and you have to consistently, week after week, win or fail, that's the two choices. It's never good enough to lose at any point if you play for Team Liquid. I think taking that pressure off, at least for a little bit, it'll come back when Karrigan's there, but he'll be refreshed and he'll definitely feel more excited, I think, to compete now that he has a new environment and some fresh faces. Brokey's stats haven't been the most insane, and I think that's deceptive. I think Brokey's not one of those AWPers who'll get a kill every round and slowly build up to 30 frags. Brokey is, well, he's like a lot of young players. He's going to have these absolutely insane one-off rounds where he hits 3 flicks, breaks his elbow in the process, but keeps playing. He's going to be one of those insane spark type players who can just ignite a comeback or build the hype that the team has. We saw this when they absolutely smashed Liquid on Nuke. Brokey was a large part of that. He hit some nuts highlight shots, he was gassed up, he got the whole team hyped. That's, I think, quite an important part, and of course, it's a lot of fun to watch. So, that's why I love Brokey. What things could be worrying? Well, I kind of touched on them earlier. coldzera needs to show, under Karrigan, an ability to bounce back to at least somewhat close to the form he used to have. I know I just hyped up Brokey and Twists, but realistically they're going to need that third guy to step up. Sure, we've seen Karrigan frag before, we've seen Rain frag before, but it's no longer really their responsibility on this team. It's coldzera who needs to come in and fill that fragging void that has been left behind by the departure of Nico. Yes, the signing of Twists has partially filled it, but coldzera needs to step it up as well. The other problem we always see with Karrigan teams is eventually he'll get kicked. And usually that's because their initial success will wear off, the team will struggle to get to number 1 placings, they'll never be bad. That's credit to Karrigan. He's never played on a team and have them be bad, at least not since he was like a 17-year-old up-and-comer. So that could be a problem, but it's not a problem we have to deal with now. For now, we can really just ride this hype train and just watch the excitement unfold. So what are my predictions and expectations from Katowice? Well, firstly, I think my prediction and expectation is roughly the same. They have to make it out of groups and get into playoffs. These groups are of 8 teams, 3 of which go through to playoffs. They've got to make it out. It would be considered a failure on their part if they don't at least make it out of groups. They don't have to go the entire way. They don't even have to look particularly dominant doing it. They just have to find a way to win and show that they're still up there and ready to compete amongst the big boys. Could they make some sort of deep run? Yeah, 100%. They have the skill, and now they have the in-game leader to realistically make a deep run. I wouldn't put that expectation on their shoulders yet. I would give them this event as a warm-up, and then from that point onwards, start expecting bigger things. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited for this Faze team. I mean, I'm always excited by big signings. It's usually 3 months down the road where you start getting sad. I mean, as a G2 fan, post-Nico signing. But yeah, for now, I'm on the hype train. Leave a comment telling me what you think of this new Faze roster, if you think they can go far. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, sub if you want to see more. Check out my Twitch if you want to hang out, chat live, watch some really shit Counter-Strike played by me. And yeah, that's all for this one. Goodbye.